In my first year in seminary school, I met another seminarian who I became really good friends with. And it was interesting to me because we were quite different in a lot of ways. But sometimes when you bring people together and people I never thought I'd be friends with, it happens. So I remember having a conversation with him once about faith, and he told me how, he came to faith really by study and by reading and by seeing the truth of what our faith professes about the Catholic faith. So I I was amazed by that because my situation was a little different. I felt like I came into greater appreciation, I guess, of my faith by really being brought into community, by feeling the love of God through others and being and just loving the experiences that I had in the church. But I think that it's both are valid, honestly. That there is this way that in our faith can be very much understood by reason. They're not exclusive. In fact, we're constantly saying faith and reason are important. But also that there is a spiritual element, a supernatural element that the Lord gives us, that He reveals Himself in history to His people. It can't all be explained by scientific fact. Today in our readings, I think we have a great representation of what this looks like um, in both ways. So the first reading is the Acts of the Apostles, and it's Paul in the city of Athens, and he gets up and he preaches in the Areopagus. So Athens is a place where there's a lot of philosophers, people who are they think a lot about things, and they have all of these altars, and he says that there's this one altar to an unknown God. So Paul presumes to then tell them, this is what it is you worship here. This, I will help you to understand what it is you worship, that this unknown God is actually Jesus. Jesus who, so what he does is he takes the good of, he says, like, I can see you're a religious people. He takes the good of of how they worship or somewhat, and then he shows them what's better in Jesus himself. And so he kind of uses a clever sort of device to help them to understand, to kind of connect to what they've already know and what they believe, to show them, that that belief is, there is something in that you can connect to, but really that it all leads to Jesus Christ in the end. And then in the gospel, Jesus says that he's going to send his disciples the Holy Spirit, the advocate, because they can't understand everything without the Holy Spirit. He says, I have much more to tell you, but you cannot bear it now. But when he comes, the Spirit of truth will guide you to all truth. Meaning that we can't know it all for ourselves. We can't grasp all of this knowledge. Otherwise, it wouldn't be faith. Both are important, faith and reason, faith and knowledge. So what Paul does in the Areopagus, it has a limited effect. But when the Spirit is with us, we can preach in these ways. We're all called to evangelize and to do so in ways that are varied, but always with Jesus as the center. As Paul continues in his journeys, he finally comes to this realization that he says, I have resolved to know nothing except Christ and him crucified. That's what he preaches. In the end, that is the end and goal of our faith, is Jesus. So we cannot compromise on that. Ask the Lord today for a greater confidence and a greater zeal for preaching, so that we might preach to all different kinds of people, but knowing that all of it comes down, yes, to reason, but to faith, because God has revealed himself to us in history, and his great love has been revealed through Jesus Christ.